So we are group 4 and we did our project on a data analysis of the housing data set.
Hello, my name is Ahmed Ansari. Today I will talk about the first step, which is loading the data set and describing the pre-processed data. So our house prices data set contains 1,460 records for residential homes sold in Ames and Iowa during the period from 2006 through 2010. Okay, so we'll go through some steps to explore and testing the data. Number of features, we have 81 features. We will check for the missing, duplicated data and the distribution of our features. We will see the uniqueness and some of descriptive statistics. Okay, so here is the our data fields description. We have our target variable, which is sale price, and we have 80 other features that we will use to see the fluctuation of sale price. Okay, so here is the description of our data. We have 30 numeric features, 50 categorical features, and 1 Boolean features. So here is the correlation between the sale price and other features, and here is some of the insights we saw in our data. And those are issues that we addressed during the pre-processed data. And here's the distribution of our features. So now we got an idea about our data and flag some issues. We will process with the data cleaning step. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Imran Rizvi, and I would present part about the cleaning of the data. So the data had all 3 major types, like continuous variable, discrete variables, and categorical data types. So we looked at a data description that was part of the data set, and from those we looked at each of the column and then divided into 3 components as shown. Just redefine the NA null values or empty values in the data set by using this custom parameter, passing this custom NaN value and telling the pandas method to not use the default NA value. So for cleaning the data set, what we wanted to, as I was shown earlier, that we divided the columns into 3 data types. And then for each data type, we created a kind of a map that is shown map as a type to the data frame from the pandas loaded better. So that way all the columns that were loaded, they were converted into the data type that we specified in this column. And then at the end, we had to figure out some of the missing values. So we had only few columns left that were missing. And we created like a loop to go over all the columns and figure out based on if it's a continuous or if it's a category or if it is integer. So if it was category, we replace the values with the mean. And for discrete and categorized, we just skipped it because most of them were already filled. There was no missing values. So that's all from the data cleaning.
So my name's Serena, and I did a general exploration of the data. The first step of this was to read the provided documentation, and to do that we just used the basic system file operations to open, read, and close the data set. And this gave us information about what the data represents, some sample values we might find, that sort of thing, just a nice background. Next we used the dataframe.head method to get a sample of the data, just to take a look at what was there. Then we used the describe method to get some statistics on the data. So when you're using the describe method, it's important to separate numerical versus categorical because it gives you two different sets of stats. So on the left, you can see the numerical description. It tells you the count, the mean, standard deviation, the min and max, and the different quartiles. And then on the right, you can see the categorical description, which gives you the count of records, the count of unique values, the most common unique value, and the frequency in which it appears. So next we're taking a look at feature creation, and one of the observations we made when looking at the numerical description was that there were several features that had a high percentage of 0 values. So with these features, we created a new one that was a Boolean representation of whether or not that feature existed, which is to say whether it had a 0 value or not. Next, we noticed that there were several categorical features that were alphanumerical. So we split those by separating both the text and the numbers so we could look at them separately and sort of get another insight into the data. Next, we tried to make some logical conclusions based on existing features. For example, we can calculate the age by taking the year the property was sold minus the year it was built. Next, taking a look at feature elimination, we kind of did a correlation analysis to do this. And to do that, we used Seaborn's heat map function. So with this function, everything that appears in the red has a high positive correlation, and everything that appears in blue has a high negative correlation. And it's important to eliminate features that are highly correlated because this sort of multicollinearity can skew machine learning algorithms.
The outcome variable in our data set was sales price. On the bottom left panel, you see that sales price showed a positive skewness of 1.88. We deleted 61 observations with sales price outliers, which you can see the distribution afterwards in the bottom right panel. We see this provides us with a more normal distribution. We deleted these 61 observations from our data set and proceeded with our data analysis. Next, we compared the 104 input features to sales price, looking for those features with the highest association to sales price. For the 51 continuous features, we computed the Pearson correlation and we found 11 continuous features with moderate or high association to sales price. We see the plots on the right and on the next screen. For the 53 categorical features, we computed the eta square of each variable sales price pairing. The plots of the variables with the highest 10 pairings are shown here for here. And as you can see, as the variable increases, so does the sales price. We found 24 features with the highest association to sales price. In order to reduce multicollinearity in the machine learning process, we examined the intercorrelation between these 24 features. We found many were correlated. So upon further analysis, we have a suggestion of 9 features to be included in the machine learning model: above grade, living square feet, garage capacity in cars, age, the total square feet of the basement area, the number of fireplaces, the overall condition rating of the dwelling, the neighborhood, the building class, and the interior finish of the garage.
I'm Colton Starkey, and I'll follow up on exploratory data analysis. In this section, we looked at trends. The general idea of this was to use Seaborn's linear regression plot tools to show different features over time. Well, we did that with all numeric features as well as sale price, neighborhood, and year built a little bit more in depth to see if we could find any trends in that data. So here's some of the plots that we looked at. This is just most of the numeric features over time. In the previous section, they pulled out outliers, so this is a good way to show positive or negative correlations, or maybe not even a correlation at all. So area, square footage, total number of bedrooms and bathrooms have been on a decline, which might imply that people are looking for either smaller or cheaper houses. There are a few features that are more prominent: wood decks, finished basements, and lot frontage. And overall, the sales price has been down over the years. This is a box plot just showing the distribution of the sale price data over years. So it shows the general midpoint of the data trending in the downward direction. This just shows the number of homes sold by year. It's not really a significant trend in any of this. And 2010 only looks smaller because that year does not have a complete year's worth of data in it. So this just follows up on that. There's not a strong trend in neighborhood desirability either, as far as can be seen. There's a couple of neighborhoods listed here that have spiked up in the last few years, but that's for 2010. So it's not complete data, so it's probably not anything major. This is the slide showing all of the different neighborhood distributions. That one circled area is the two neighborhoods that spiked in 2010, but again, it's not a complete year of data. Overall, it's pretty steady state. This is the year built against time, and as you can see, it is a positive correlation. The newer the house, the more expensive the sale price. Except for from 1920 and earlier, it's actually in the opposite direction. So these more historic homes from 1920 and before are generally getting a higher sale price. And this just confirms that same trend. This is just a red plot of the same data, and so it shows a general trend line, and before 1920 it shows a lot of the data being above that general trend line. But that's it for our exploratory data analysis. Thanks.
Hi everyone, my name is Augustine Rivera and I'll be going over the limitations and conclusion. So the housing dataset from Kaggle has limitations when interpreting the results. The dataset only includes houses sold in Ames, Iowa, which may not represent other housing markets. The dataset only covers the period of 2006 through 2010, which may not reflect the current housing market in Ames, Iowa. Many missing values in the dataset may limit the accuracy of the conclusions, and the dataset does not include some important factors that impact the sale price of residential properties, such as proximity to public transportation, crime rate in the neighborhood, and school district. The conclusion. The housing dataset of Kaggle is valuable for analyzing factors impacting the sales of homes in Ames, Iowa from 2006 to 2010. Dataset includes 1,460 observations and 81 variables, providing a diverse sample size for stakeholders such as real estate agents, investors, and home buyers. Top variables with strong correlation to sale price identified, including overall quality, living area size, and garage area size to inform feature selection process. Dataset can provide insights from the Ames, Iowa real estate market during a specified time period. Comprehensive set of numerical and categorical variables can be analyzed using statistical and machine learning techniques. Additional information about sale of properties such as sale date and type can be used to gain insights into local housing market trends. Exploratory data analysis involved checking documentation, identifying numerical categorical features, and estimating new features such as property age. Correlation analysis identified high correlations between first floor square feet and total basement square feet, total rooms above ground, ground living area, garage year built, and between garage area and garage cars, as well as other high correlations between original features and extracted features. That concludes our presentation. Thank you.